Hello, this is Slow Night, Sleepy Stories. In our last story, we left Shimchong deep beneath the sea, waiting inside a mystical lotus flower. Tonight, we share the final chapter of her journey. It is a story about a miraculous reunion and the light that returns after a long darkness. Just as the longest, coldest night eventually gives way to the warm dawn, no darkness in our lives lasts forever. In tonight's story, Shimchong's father finally opens his eyes. Imagine that moment, not as a shock, but as a deep, overwhelming sense of relief. The heavy burden he carried for a lifetime simply melts away into the light. I hope your worries, too, dissolve just like that. You can relax now. This story has a happy ending waiting for you, so breathe in deeply and let us walk together toward that warm, welcoming light. I had fallen ill in the rivers and lakes, and was lying in the bamboo grove when the king entrusted me with the governance of the 800 li of Guangdong, Gangwon province. Ah, the royal grace is increasingly boundless. I rushed into the Yanchu gate, looked toward the southern gate of Gyeonghoru, bowed to take my leave, and withdrew. The jade tally, symbol of inspectorship, stood before me. I changed horses at Pyonggu station and turned into Hoksu. Where is Geumgang? Chiaksan is here. Where does the water flowing from the Soyang River go? It flows to the Han River, thus towards the king. As a lonely subject leaving the capital, my white hairs are many. Spending a restless night at Dongju, I climbed the Bukwan Pavilion. The first peak of Samgaksan, Bukhansan, seemed almost visible. Magpies chirp on the site of King Gungye's great palace. Do they know the rise and fall of the ages, or do they not? Hoyang, your name is coincidentally the same as the ancient one in China. Shall we not see the bearing of Governor Jian Zhangyu once again? The provincial camp was peaceful, and the season was March. The road along Hwachon Stream stretched out to Pungak, Geumgang-san. I shook off my travel gear, leaned on a cane along the stone path, left Baekcheondong to the side, and entered Menpokdong, cave of 10,000 waterfalls. Like a silver rainbow, like a jade dragon's tail, swirling and spewing, the sound filled 10 lit. Listening, it was thunder, but looking, it was snow. On the top layer of Geumgangdae, Diamond Terrace, a celestial crane was raising its young. Perhaps awakened from its first sleep by the sound of a jade flute in the spring breeze, the bird in white robes and black skirt, the crane, soared into the semi-void as if welcoming the old master of West Lake. Looking down at Small Incense Burner Peak and Great Incense Burner Peak below my eyes, I climbed up to Jinhilde at Zhongyangsa Temple and sat down. The true face of Lushan, Mount Geumgang, could all be seen here. Ah, the Creator is boisterous indeed. Seeing the peaks, they seem to fly yet not run, stand yet not soar. Like lotuses stuck in place, like white jade bundled together, like kicking the eastern sea, like propping up the North Pole, the king. How lofty are Mangode and lonely Hail Mangbong. Why do you thrust up into the sky, and what do you wish to report, never bending though 10 million kalpas pass? Ah, it is you. Is there another like you in loyalty? I climbed Gaesamdae again and looked toward Zhongyangsong, counting the 12,000 peaks clearly. Every peak has a knot, every end has a spirit gathered. If clean, do not be clear. If clear, do not be clean. It is both. I wish to scatter that spirit to make outstanding men. The forms are endless, the postures are many. Though created naturally when heaven and earth were born, looking now, it seems to have purpose. Who is the one standing on the very top of Birobong? Is Dongshan higher or Taishan? We do not know how narrow the state of Lu was. So how can we say the vast world is small? Key Confucius did. Ah, how can we know that spiritual status? Since I cannot climb up, would going down be strange? Passing Wantongol, I found Lion Peak. Before it, a broad rock had become Hwaryongso, Fire Dragon Pool. 1,000-year-old dragon is coiled in the depths, flowing out day and night to reach the vast ocean. When will you attain the wind and clouds to bring down the 3-day rain? Save the withered grass, suffering people, on the shaded cliff. Revive them all. Crossing Mahayon, Myeogilsang, and Anmunjai, I crossed a rotten single-log bridge and climbed Buljeongdae. 1,000-fathom cliff stands in the air, and the Milky Way is cut into sections, unraveled like thread and hung like cloth, the 12 waterfalls. The illustrated guide says there are 12 bends, but to my eyes there are more. If Li Bai were here now to discuss it again, He could not say that Lushan in China is better than here. Shall I always look at the mountains? Let us go to the eastern sea. Walking slowly to the palanquin, I climbed Sanyongru. The glittering green stream and the birds crying in various voices seemed to resent parting. Flags were unfurled, and 5 colors fluttered. Drums and horns were blown, and the sea clouds cleared away. Stepping on the sands of Myeongsasipri, a gentle horse carried a drunken immortal, the narrator, Aslant. With the sea by my side, I entered among the rugosa roses. O white gull, do not fly away. Do you not know I am your friend? Rounding Geumgang, I climbed Cheongseokcheong. Only 4 stone pillars of the white jade pavilion remain. Is it the work of Gongshu, a master craftsman? Did a ghost's axe shape them? Why did it form 6 faces? Leaving Gosong behind, I sought out Samilpo. The red writing is clear, but where have the 4 immortals gone? After staying here for 3 days, where did they go and stay? Are they at Sonyutam or Yongnangho? How many places did they sit, at Cheongganjeong or Mangyongdae? Pear blossoms had already fallen and the cuckoo was crying sadly. I climbed Wisangdae on the eastern slope of Naksan to watch the sunrise. I got up in the middle of the night. Auspicious clouds seemed to bloom. 6 dragons seemed to support the sun. When it left the sea, the whole world rumbled, but when it rose to mid-heaven, one could count the fine hairs. Perhaps passing clouds will linger near the sun, referencing Li Bai's poem about slanderers. Where has the poet immortal, Li Bai, gone? Only his splendid lines remain. The magnificent news between heaven and earth is detailed indeed. Treading on the azaleas of Hyunsan in the setting sun, the carriage rode down to Gyeongpo. 10 of ice silk, calm water, was ironed flat and spread endlessly amidst the great pines. The water ripples are so calm I could count the sand. I untied the lone boat and went up to the pavilion. Beyond Gangmun Bridge lay the great ocean. How quiet is this spirit? How vast is that boundary? Where else is there a place as perfect as this? The old story of Hongjiang, a Gesang, is almost too ostentatious. The customs of Gangneung Grand Prefecture are good. Commemorative gates for loyalty, filial piety, and chastity are spread in every valley. One could say that houses standing in rows worthy of ennoblement, a sign of peace, exist even now. The waters of Jinjiguan, Juksoru, and Osipcheon flowing down carry the shadow of Taebeksan to the East Sea. I would rather make them touch the Namsan of the Han River, the King. The official journey has limits, but the scenery is not tiresome. Deep sentiments are many, and the traveler's sorrow has nowhere to rest. Shall I float a celestial raft towards the Dipper and Altair? Shall I stay in Danyol to find the 4 immortals? Unable to see the root of heaven horizon, I climbed Mangyangjong. Outside the sea is the sky. What is outside the sky? Who startled the angry whales that they blow and spout and act so chaotically? It is like breaking a silver mountain, scattering it over the whole world. What is the white snow foam in the vast sky of May? Briefly, night fell and the wind and waves settled. I waited for the bright moon within a stone's throw of the sunrise spot. An auspicious beam of light seemed to appear, then hid. I rolled up the beaded blinds and swept the jade stairs again. Sitting upright until the morning star rose, I looked out. Who sent a single branch of white lotus, the moon? I wish to show this good world to everyone. I poured flowing mist wine, immortal wine, and asked the moon, where have the heroes gone, and who are the 4 immortals? I wish to meet anyone to ask for news of old times, but the road to Mount Penglai across the East Sea is far, so far. I lay down resting on a pine root and fell into a light sleep. In a dream, a person said to me, do I not know you? You are a true immortal from the heavens. Why did you misread a single character of the Huang Ting Jing, Taoist scripture, and come down to the human world to follow us? Do not go for a while. Drink this cup of wine. Using the North Star as a ladle, he poured water from the vast ocean, drank, and gave me to drink. After tilting 3 or 4 cups, a gentle breeze blew freshly and lifted my arms. I felt I could fly into the vast sky of 90,000. Take this wine and divide it evenly across the 4 seas. Make the billion people all drunk with benevolence, and only then let us meet again to drink another cup. As soon as the words finished, he rode a crane and ascended to the high heavens. The sound of a jade flute in the air, was it yesterday or the day before? I also woke from sleep and looked down at the sea. I do not know its depth, so how could I know its end? The bright moon shines on every mountain and every village. Presented to Guangdong Inspector. The songs of Guangdong are the most clear and new. The Music Bureau poems have been passed down for 50 springs. Literary talent and elegance are now lonely. In this world, who has seen the banished immortal? Presented upon hearing Yang. I chased floating fame and fell into the mundane world. But I have an appointment at the immortal's altar. When will I return? Meeting you and listening to you sing the song of Guangdong, it is like commanding and viewing the 10,000 layers of Mount Geumgang. Discussed Eastern songs in his Geumgang Yusol, saying Togye's song, Namyong's song, Song Panseo, Smyeonang Jonga, Baekpyeongsa, Gwanseo, Byolgok, and Jong Songgang. Skwandong Byolgok, Samyeongok, Sokmyeongok, and Jongjinjusa are widely popular in the world. However, our country's song lyrics are mixed with dialect, so they cannot be compared side by side with the Music Bureau poetry of China. In recent times, the works of Duke Song and Duke Jong are the best, but it is regrettable that they merely end up being recited in people's mouths.